Carita Parks with Bowie TV at the Under Armour Performance Center. It is day 13 of training camp, and it's also a game week. The Ravens have their first preseason matchup on Friday against the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, this will be very important for those guys further down the depth chart who are on the bubble and looking to make this team. So we'll have a lot of more questions answered about who really does stand out when it comes to taking on another opponent. Also, the offensive line, that still needs to shake out as far as who the starters are going to be. And Coach Harbaugh, he said after practice that a lot of those questions will also be answered in the preseason game. Now, moving on to practice today. Once again, it was a intense practice. The guys practiced hard. I will say that there were some big offensive plays. First, let's start with Devontae Walker. He showed the reason why he was drafted. You know, Eric DeCosta said he liked the fact that he could be a deep ball threat. And we saw that today, a pass from Josh Johnson to Walker down the field, and that went in for a touchdown. Also, another big play, Lamar Jackson to Rashad Bateman in the corner of the end zone. Bateman leaped up for the ball with two defenders on him, Jalen Armour-Davis as well as Ardarius Washington, and he came down with it for a touchdown. Now, he was a little bit shaken up after that play. He was holding his midsection, so not sure if he is still dealing with that injury that had him out for a few days earlier in camp, or if he just got the wind knocked out of him. We don't know. Coach Harbaugh at the end of practice did not have an update because that did happen with just about 5 or 10 minutes of practice left. So we'll keep you posted on that. On the defensive side of the ball, Marlon Humphrey, he had an interception on Lamar Jackson, but it was a ball that was intended for tight end Scotty Washington. It bounced off his hands and pretty much landed in Marlon Humphrey's hands. But Ardarius Washington, he had a pick six, took it all the way to the end zone, and that was a pass from Josh Johnson intended for Malik Cunningham. And Kyle Hamilton was really excited because he was on the sideline, not a part of the play. He ran onto the field and ran behind Ardarius Washington into the end zone. We did have a chance to talk to Washington after practice, and he said he was excited to get that pick six. It is his first pick of training camp, and he'll be a guy to watch in the preseason game. The depth at DB is pretty competitive, so he could be somewhere on the bubble. He's played well for the Ravens, but injuries just got to him, so we'll be watching him in preseason. This is Carita Parks with Bowie TV. Be sure to stay tuned to us for all of your Ravens content. We can be found on all platforms at Bowie TV Sports.